Woohoo! Hey, good morning, Final Champions. I am live. Hallelujah. Hey, appreciate you stopping by today. If you're watching the replay, thanks for stopping by. Hope you can join us sometimes for the live broadcast. Yeah. So now it's time for me to open up a YouTube pop out chat so I can make it happen. Yeah. Cheers, everyone. Nothing like coffee in the morning. Gotta hit the pause, hit the pause. I did it. I hit the pause and I did it all right. Hey, good morning, Amy. I'll be right there. Gotta get the pop out chat going. And here we go on the StreamYard. Oh, Amy hasn't made it over yet. There you are. Hey, good morning, Amy. Cheers. Amy, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. It helps my morning get started and helps my day to become a little more structured. Hope you're doing well, Amy. Hope you're rocking and rolling and country and western and all that cool stuff like that. Yeah. Today, I want to focus a little bit on some of my top shelf items. One of the reasons I wanted to focus on that and share some things with you is because I'm cleaning up my counter right now as I talk. Is that I started listing things on Disco GS yesterday. So I got 99.5% of my new pressings on eBay, and there's a link on my website to the eBay. And so now I'm starting to list things on Disco GS, and we're starting with the top shelf and putting that on there. This is Mills Davis, Porgy and Bess. This is a 2i Columbia pressing, and yeah, so that's really cool. Oh, I forgot to turn my phone back off. I turned my phone off this morning. The app wasn't loading properly, so I decided to turn it off. So yeah, this is gonna be one of the ones I'm gonna put on Disco GS. And even though it's for sale on Disco GS, it's also available in the store. Yeah, cool things like that. Yeah. So a lot of people like Mills Davis. Some people consider Kind of Blue the most popular jazz record or the best jazz record, but it's a good seller. People like it. So there you go. Yeah. All right. Got my top check going on. Yeah. Here we go. This is Ken Nordine. Hey, good morning, Stephen. Cheers. Stephen says, I love Disco GS, but shipping prices from overseas have gone up quite a bit. There was a time, Stephen, that I was ordering rare records, Germany, Europe, EU. Never reached out to Japan, never reached out to Australia, but I was, just concentrating on the UK, EU, Germany. I'm probably overlapping with some of my terminology, but I would reach out and I would get rare stuff. And if I could find a seller where I could get like 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of vinyl and pay the shipping and then kick back and forget about it, and then it would come in, and I don't know, what was I paying? $15, $18, $20, $25 for shipping, and I was getting rare stuff much cheaper than I can get it in America, and that way I was able to offer it to my customers. But I took the chance. I took the risk. I waited. A lot of people, I can't order from there. So there you go. Yeah, so thanks for joining me this morning, Stephen. I appreciate it quite a bit. And not to mention that I'm still listing CDs on eBay, and CDs have been selling, folks, let me tell you. Oops. And which is great. And yeah, just got tons of them up on eBay. So that's been very cool. Hey, you're welcome, Adam. I love your show in the mornings. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hey, this is Ken Nordine. This is his record next. You know, Ken Nordine's got that beautiful voice, and he had some solo records. And this particular solo record, you know, it's narrative. He's a spoken word artist, but there's jazz. There's wonderful jazz that's being played, and he speaks on top of that. I also think he did some television spots, maybe. I just happened to discover him by mistake one day, by accident, and I popped on this record and said, "Who's this Ken Nordine guy? What does he play?" And then I was able to figure that out. Yeah. It's no secret I love late 60s soul and funk, late 60s, early 70s soul and funk. And this is a record that came in one day as a buyback, and it's called Brother to Brother in the Bottle. And it is the most excellent music, I tell you, folks. I love it all so much. It's on the Turbo label. And it's just so good. It is so good. I wish I could tell you more about it, folks, but if you ever get a chance, just listen to it on the YouTube if it's available. There's a couple hole punches here. Let's take a look and see if we can figure this out. And there's one, there's two. It's like someone tried to make the top one, and then they moved down here and made the bottom. It's like maybe they're like, "Oops, am I going to hit the vinyl?" But the vinyl is not damaged in that respect. I've actually seen, not in person, but online, I've seen actual vinyl records that has a hole in it where it was hole drilled for promo. And so there you go, folks. But anyway, I just love this record. Every once in a while, I'll put it on the turntable. Gosh, it's so good. It's so good. I can't tell you how good it is, folks. But anyway, it's Brother to Brother in the Bottle. If you get a chance, listen to it online. That's for sure. So, like a lot of stores, you know, there's a top shelf area. There's an area where the really nice records are, and so I have a bin right at the end of the counter so I can keep my eyes on it. However, my records just aren't getting the same views as they were, say, October of 19. So it's okay. I have hopes that all things will pass and we'll be able to make it happen. And so I've always been the type of store that whenever I got stuff in, I put it out. I didn't say, "Oh, this is going to eBay." But you know, and even though I'm putting things on eBay and Disco GS now, it's still available for you to purchase locally if you would. Yeah. So there we go. Ooh. Cheers, everybody. Everybody. I like coffee. I do use caffeine, but I don't make it as strong as some people do. And if I go to Starbucks, you got to dilute it for me, or I'll be in a mess. This one is factory sealed. True Game. It's a hip hop record, folks. It's on the Rap-A-Lot label right here. And so there we go. Oh, here we go. Hey, good morning, Stephen. Cheers. Happy belated birthday to Stephen. Yesterday was his birthday. Hope you had a wonderful day, Stephen. Good question here, folks. Maybe you can help me with this. What is your go-to song? Wow, Amy, that's a good question. The first thing I think about is my go-to band or artist, and then I can grab a song from there. It would be somewhere in the Pink Floyd family I would go to. Sometimes the songs are more than 3 minutes or 4 minutes, but Um, I'm really fond of Richard Wright's record, Wet Dreams, so I like to play that a lot. A record that he released before, during, and after The Wall, and or a record that was recorded before, during, and after The Wall. Anyway, I don't know my timeline. Yeah. And so there's just something about that record. It's called Wet Dream, and at least I hope it's called Wet Dream. It might be a Wet Dream. I think it's Wet Dream. And that record is so good, folks. I just can't tell you. I'll listen to that record more than I'll listen to any Pink Floyd record. And probably the next 2 or 3 Pink Floyds I'll listen to would be Division Bell, Atom Heart Mother, and maybe Animals. So, Amy, I would say right now, at this moment, I would say it would be a song from Wet Dream by Richard Wright. There you go. And when I do my Dickie Dolan contest, Richard Wright's going to be right there. He's going to be right there. You better believe it. Yeah. So there you go, folks. Yeah. Steven, did you do anything special yesterday for your birthday? Not to hear about it. I know that with the climate we're in, it may have been limited as to what you could do. Hey, Tony, it's so good to see you. I'm thinking about you, and I'm thinking about all my educators. And, I was right there at one time with you. And I know what my vote is. My vote is everyone to be as safe as possible and to stay home. And so I'm pulling for you, Tony. And, hey, it's good to see you. I think Tony came to see me early March when things were starting to slow down. I mean, I saw slow down in February, but it was good to hang out there. And we hung out. We were socially distancing before socially distancing was the thing to do. It's just kind of like if you go to somebody's house and they have a cold, you're like, I'm going to stay over here. But anyway, good to see you, Tony. Hey, thanks for stopping by this morning. Oh, cheers, Tony. Cheers. Tony, I'd love to have you as one of my guests one morning for Coffee and Vinyl. You would be a wonderful guest. Yeah, absolutely. And Stephen, I think you were gonna be a guest one day, so I'm looking forward to getting that taken care of, getting you on the schedule. That when I was trying to get my life together, let me know how that goes, because I want to get my life together. I would listen to Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror. I was in a bad place, and that song got me out of my funk and helped me more than I can put into words. Oh, that's cool. That is a good song. It is a good song. It's got lots of cool. Andre Crouch, he was in there. He brought his choir, so that's so good. That's a good song, Amy. Hopefully that's way behind you, and you get to enjoy the music from Man in the Mirror in a very reflective way. That would be awesome. That would be cool. Absolutely, Tony. Let's make it happen. Maybe next week or the week after, we could do it. Yeah, just we'll reach out to each other. Let me know. You have so many cool records that you could show. I just think off the top of my head. Chick-fil-A yesterday, but I'm going to the mountains tomorrow. That's awesome, Stephen. Which mountains will you be heading to? I just noticed my curtain wasn't pulled all the way. Are you open? Are you open? I love it, folks. I want to help all my customers. So yeah, there you go. I went to the village yesterday, Cameron Village. I had to run by the bank, and there's a Chick-fil-A there, and I don't know, it's fairly new, a year or two, and they always people there, and employees were outside, and they were taking your order, grabbing cash, and then they would run out and deliver. So I think the whole thing had changed. Oh, Stephen, there's some good record stores in Boone. Vinyl Champion Terry lives in Boone, and yeah, yeah. Uh, Fat Cats used to be there, but they're closed. And then there's a couple more in that area. Yeah, there you go. This is Doc Watson. This is Southbound. This copy, I made an attribute. It's super clean, it's quiet, and it's the dynamic. It's very dynamic, very dynamic. And so yeah, it's a sweet copy. Oh yes, I have my life together as much as I can. I have been sober for 16 years. Wow, congratulations. That's so good to hear, Amy. Thanks for sharing that with us. That is awesome. I'm looking at the man in the mirror. Hey, if Richard Dolan was here, he would definitely chime in with Michael Jackson. He loves MJ. Sometimes we tease him, Milt Jackson. Anyway, Doc Watson, this is on the Vanguard label. I had the opportunity to see Doc Watson live, and it was really neat. I enjoyed it. He was quite the storyteller. So not only through songs, but just talking about how he was young and he went to a big city alone, and of course Doc was blind, and he was talking about how he got on the train got on the train, then he got off the train, and then he made his way around the city. I think it was New York City, but yeah, it was very cool. Absolutely, yeah. Cheers, everyone. Stephen, I know it's early for you, but the invitation is still there for you. I would love for you to be one of my guests for Coffee and Vinyl. And I've seen vinyl in your videos. Absolutely, yeah. Folks, this is a psych band called The Abstracts. It's on the Pompeii label. I don't know much about these guys. I just know that I like listening to this record. And it's very cool. A lot of psych records out there that just kind of go unnoticed. And then for me, this was like, whoa, what a good discovery when it came in. Yeah. Yeah. Amy has a wonderful channel, and she does some lives, and I stop in sometimes. Amy, would you put a link into the chat for your channel? Let's see if we can get some people to check out your channel. Hey, good morning, Alan. Alan C. Records. Cheers. Alan, I trust you're doing well. So Alan's going to be joining me. When are you going to join me, Alan? You're going to join me Friday, this coming Friday. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait to talk vinyl with Alan. They're really cool. Hey, I want to say a big thank you to Vinyl Champion Sally. She was so cool. She texted me yesterday and she says, "Can you come outside? I got something for you." And she brought me a kombucha yesterday morning, and it is so good. Lenny Boy is actually made in Charlotte, North Carolina, or should I say it's brewed in Charlotte, North Carolina. And this is lemonade. You can see where I drank some yesterday. It's lemonade lavender. And folks, as soon as you open the container, you smell lavender. Gosh, it's so good. And I've been a kombucha fan for years, and I'm trying to figure out how I discovered kombucha. I think I was at the Fresh Market one day. They had some kombucha. I was like, "What is kombucha?" And I went back and I was like, "Whoa, probiotic!" And it is a probiotic. I think it really helps my digestive system quite a bit. Yeah. Oh, you did your first live this past Saturday. Oh, well, I called it, Amy, and so there you go. But please feel free to put a link to your channel. And Alan, you do the same thing. Alan has a channel where he talks about music, talks about pop music, talk about pop music. So it's awesome. Yeah, so there you go. This is a record that everybody's like, "Whoa, that's really cool." And it's a really rare record, folks. And Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And this is it's a gold stamp promo. And it's George Carlin. Hello, George Carlin. And I did see this movie. I did watch it all the way through. Yeah. Yeah. And so, very rare record, folks. I have it in the top shelf. It's got a hype sticker on it, but it does not have shrink. It may or may not have come with shrink, and when they stamped the gold stamp promo on the back, there's a little bit of gold right there and a little bit of embossment where I don't know what they used, if it was a machine that went bam, 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 or somebody went pew, pew, like a time card punch, or if it was actually something like a pair of vice grips where they go. I'm not sure of the process, but yeah, it's kind of neat. Yeah. Maybe it was Sunday. My days are going together. I'm starting to differentiate the days, and I'm starting to feel that it's weekend again. But there was a time, folks, it's like I had to look at my calendar to even see what day of the week it was. It was probably in April. And not to mention that things were a little down then. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Hey, this is another one of those cool psych bands, Jamal, or is it Amal? But anyway, Jamul, and it's on the Lizard label, which is a really interesting label. But we were talking about labels the other day. If I ever see Lizard, if I ever see Giannis, I try to pay attention to those labels. Because they've done some good psych records over the years, psych and garage. And when I say over the years, I'm thinking late 60s, early 70s. But anyway, it's a good psych band. Little bit of garage, a little less prog, but just a sliver of prog and a little bit of garage. They're cool. I'll tell you one thing. They brought in I mean, this photograph is just so natural, so real, so raw. So, it could have been a pro shooter that decided, hey, we're going to go for this look, but it's got, yeah, interesting. I work from home, so every day is the same for me. Yeah. Now, Amy, are you a full-time reseller? Is that your job? Sourcing and selling? Are you a sorcerer? This is not factory sealed, but this is not a top shelf record, folks. I don't know how it got in there, but it's 12-inch single from Double D, featuring Danny or Danny. Yeah, there you go. It's on Epic Records. I'm kind of thinking maybe it's a little more dancey than it is hip hop. Maybe it's something I should listen to. Darn copyrights, darn YouTube. We can listen to it together. Yeah. Absolutely. Cheers, everyone. I'm heading over to, I got to pack a few items and ship those. Yesterday, I started making a video. I made the first video of things that sold, not only on eBay, but online and then virtual. And I'm going to do that today. I wish I'd done that starting April, starting March 22nd. That would have been fun to do that. Yeah. I'm a full-time reseller, and I'm a skincare influencer, along with a mom of 4. How about that? How about that? But Amy, I've seen you in other people's lives, correct? Yeah. What do you like to resell, Amy? What is it you like to resell? And I can imagine taking care of one child, much less four. Yeah. So this is California negative zone. No. Negazone. Negazoni. Negazani. N-E-G-A-Z. Negazioni. Ever how they pronounce her name. Straight from California. I haven't listened to it, so I don't know if it's punk rock or what, or new wave, or just rock and roll. Yeah, so there you go. I was right in that respect. Good thing I remember a little bit. So yeah, that's in the top shelf section. And then this is Brian Eno. This is After the Heat. Collaboration with Mobius and Rodelius. It's a German pressing. These three fine young gentlemen. Yeah, as clean as they can be, folks. Oh my gosh, it's clean. Yeah. Woohoo. Yeah. Cheers. Alan? That coffee went down the right way. Alan, I'm curious. Have you listened to your Dead Kennedy's records yet, sir? You know, I'm curious. This is Murphy's Law. This is factory sealed. According to the UPC, it's on clear vinyl, and it's called Bong. Bong it is. And I think there's a back with a bong. It says on the hype sticker, clear vinyl edition. Yeah, and on the back, they're on top of. They're in front of CBGB's. Now I've seen this image. I've seen this canopy quite a bit, but it says Record Canteen. Do they have a record store at the CBGB's that I wasn't fully aware of? Anyway, it's kind of neat. It's great that people had an opportunity to live in the area and go to CBGB's on a regular basis. Yeah. I sell a lot of custom jewelry. I also buy broken jewelry and I fix it. There you go. Yeah. I actually, I used to work with metal, silver, things like that, copper. Could never work with gold, but I did a lot of original pieces using silver and other metals, copper. I didn't mess with the wire, but I would recreate some of my paintings in silver, and there you go. And actually, there was one I did, Amy, that I love to death, and I have no idea where it is. So when I find it, it's going to be, yeah. I am. I reached out to him and got an instant reply, and I was told you can just keep the records, and then I replied, I don't want them. I don't want them around here. I don't want the bad juju around here, so I'm shipping them back today or tomorrow. Yeah. I couldn't afford to pay $32 for just one record. Well, I can if it's a certain record, but not for a Robert Plant record. Oh, well, I hope you'll be able to listen to them before Friday. or not. Yeah. The wire is a pain in the butt to work with. Yeah, for me, it was just aesthetics. Um, I just never, um, wire is a pain to work with. However, I think, I think wire can cheapen something. I mean, granted, I've seen, um, a shark's tooth, and I've seen silver wire that's been wonderfully wrapped. Yeah, but I've also seen wire being used as a crutch, not necessarily as an art form. Yeah, I wanted to get into enamels, but I never did. That's good. Thank you, Alan. Um, this is a record that came by me one day in a buyback, and it's Dexter, the soundtrack. I love listening to this. There's a lot of narrative in here. This is Shrink, and the Shrink is still on here, but the Shrink kind of got ripped up the bottom and wasn't properly opened. And anyway, I have it right here, and the Shrink is here. It's here. Not properly cared for like I would have cared for it. But it is blood spattered vinyl. I'm going to show you the vinyl. Check it out, folks. Yeah, exactly, Amy. Oh my gosh. You know, it's just like, so my background is art, and it's just like how some people would string up beads and call themselves a, you know what I mean. You know what I mean, Amy. Here it is, folks. Blood splatter. Put a piece of white paper to show you how it looks. Here you go. I'm fighting with the man in the mirror. It's all Amy's fault. Just teasing Amy. All right, here we go, folks. Here's white paper. It does look like blood. It really does. And I can't help but think of the slides that Dexter would store. You know, he kept this as little tokens, if you would, his trophies, I think is what it's called. But anyway, this was really neat to listen to. There's some music on here also. But put this up on Disco GS yesterday. And I want to see if I can put a link on my website to my Disco GS store until I get a grasp of how to put all my pre-owned stuff on there. Yeah. So there we go, folks. Dexter. You know, he's from Raleigh. He went to Ravenscroft High School, which I thought about applying to teach there, but I never did. Which is fine. But a friend of mine taught there. She taught art there. And I feel for all the teachers now. I really do, folks. I know what it's like in the classroom. You cannot separate yourself from the students that far. And it's going to be very difficult if the little ones have to go to school. Yes. To answer your question, I've been live with a few people. I've been doing auctions with Cha-Cha for about 3 months now. Yeah. She reached out to me, but never made it that far. I've been on one of her channels, or auctions, that is. I'm not a late night person like she is. This is Billy Joel. This is his Russian record. Some people call it the Red Record, but it's pronounced K-O. That's pronounced, I'm spelling it. It's spelled K-O-H-L. That's not an L. I don't know how to pronounce it. K-O-H-U-E-P-T. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, this is the concert where he got upset, and he had an electronic piano, but it was long, straight out to mimic a It was an electric grand piano, if you would please, just like an electric piano. Wurlitzer made them, Rhodes made them, Fender Rhodes made them, and then Yamaha made some also. And he had the Yamaha electric piano that was long, and it was probably 6 feet, 5 feet long, and it was like a grand piano. So you hear the story about, oh, Billy Joel turned over a grand piano. Well, he got upset with the audience in Russia. I'm not sure what happened. I don't remember. And he went and he turned that piano over, and I'm sure it went filled that out with sound. And so this is the record here, folks. So this is factory sealed, never been opened. It's really cool find. Absolutely. Hey, good morning, Carson. How are you? Cheers. Cheers, Carson. Carson, I trust you're doing well today. I remember in the 80s watching MTV and learning about the Pogues. And there they are right there. This is a factory sealed record, folks. Never been open. This is the Pogues. I like listening to the Pogues. I don't own any Pogues. I don't own any Pogues. I don't have any Pogues in my listening library. But I've gotten quite a few of their records, 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 8 people in the band. Anyway, this is a pretty rare one. I can't open it, folks. I can't afford it. Need to sell it. Yeah, absolutely. This is a 12-inch single. Folks, I think I found like 4 of these at one time, and I just kind of discounted it as okay, it's just a 12-inch single. But it's called Mr. Sarraza Presents the Eternal Family, Sons of the Resurrection. And I'm like, okay, I'm not familiar with them. Eternal Records, which is based out of Maryland. So anyway, I remember selling one of these for like $45 or $50. I can't recall. And I'm like, man, that's crazy. And it went to Japan. I don't mind shipping records to Japan. Anyway, so decided to put another one up online, but if I'm not mistaken, it's hip hop. Absolutely. Yeah, so put it on Disco GS yesterday, so hopefully somebody who's looking for it will find it. Hey, my phone's back on. I turned my phone off, Carson, and I turned it back on. There was an app I couldn't open. So yeah, I turned it off, turned it back on. Yeah, there you go. Cheers. My almond milk's not floating, but sinking to the bottom. I'm heading over to Selma today, and if things goes as planned, I'm taking the Roadster. I'm gonna make sure I take me some sunscreen, and I got a hat, but the only hat I have is black, and I gotta find me a white hat or a yellow hat or light blue or something like that today, because when you ride with the top back, Alan, you can attest to this. You get quite a bit of sun on your head, and for me, it's all about giving me some shade for my vision. Boo-hoo! And so that's the reason I wear the hat. I could care less about wearing the hat except for that. I grew up on a farm, wore hats as a kid, but we had tons of them. The fertilizer people would give them to you. The tobacco people would give them to you. The soda people would give them to you. Soda as in soda to treat your to get the pH right with your soil. And there was always hats floating around. Yeah. What pressings of the Pink Floyd records are your favorite? So I even have a Russian pressing, which is not my favorite at all. It's probably unofficial. Um, I have some Holland pressings that I like a lot. I have some Japanese pressings that are nice too. Um, I had the MoFi pressing. I didn't keep it. I wasn't as thrilled about that. I really like Wally, and I really like the Wally um, pressing of The Dark Side of the Moon, which was pressed in Winchester, Virginia. Winchester, Virginia, and Telepack, which I think, yeah, Telepack. I can't recall right now, Carson. But yeah, I would say definitely Holland. Holland is up there. I got some German pressings. Yeah, I yeah, absolutely. Yeah, wow. So yeah, and then of course, the UK pressing with the special triangle is really nice too. But and I think even the remaster today sounds okay. I mean, sounds good. Sounds good. Um, where James Guthrie and that other guy did some remastering, which is good. Division Bell sounds good. I have a domestic pressing of that. I have a UK pressing Division Bell. I have it on black. I have it on blue. Um, yeah. So I would say Holland, Carson. Any thoughts from you? Any thoughts from Alan? Alan has some of the Pink Floyd. This is Factory Seal. This is Mrs. Miller. It's on the Capitol label. And you have not enjoyed music. You have not lived unless you've listened to Mrs. Miller. Now, I'll probably save this for. Oh, I'll probably save this for the Beatles auction because she's doing a cover of Hard Day's Night. It's YouTube, folks. Mrs. Miller, Hard Day's Night. You got to do it today. I promise. Bernie? I love Holland pressings, especially the color vinyl. They sound great. Yeah, there's just something about the Holland pressings, Alan. I agree with you. They do sound good. Bernie Grundman? Was that the right name? Okay, thank you, Carson. Um, I've yet to get a copy of the final cut on the remastered one. It has When the Tigers Broke Free, and I've yet to get a copy of that. And the thing of it is, folks, if you just don't go ahead and get this stuff, it'll be gone. And I have, see Emily, the Piper at the Gates of Dawn. Um, many different pressings, Columbia, Tower, and then of course the repressings. Yeah. Alan, I'll be right there, Alan, with your comment. The Japanese pressings are pretty good, but I have mostly the 2016 pressings because they are. And my point just a moment ago was that they're going to be gone. They'll be gone, folks. They'll be gone. I have a Japanese pressing of The Wall, and thank God it's quiet. Yeah, Alan. So I'm still playing in my mind with that. I was consulting with a vinyl champion, Amber, and Amber has a show, a YouTube channel, Amber's Cool Finds. I can't remember. I can't remember Amber's full name right now, but full YouTube name. But she she's a. Alan, did you meet Amber at the Beatles Fest one year? But she has a wonderful The Beatles room. That is so true, Carson. It's so true that you almost need to listen to it on CD. That is so true. That is so true. And yeah. And so she has this wonderful Beatles room. And the cool thing about her room is that she'll have a Volkswagen bus thrown in there with things on the wall and this and that. And she'll have, I don't know, a cool bedspread or something, or a cool. Anyway, so she likes that time period of the 60s. I do too. And I like mid-century modern things, and I love mod, and I love the Peter Max influence and the Magical Mystery Tour cover and things like that. Rachel has a channel. Her channel is Beautiful Life. And she went to New York City when there was the Beatles pop-up, and the walls were just painted with Yellow Submarine and things like that. It was just really neat. Not only was it a pop-up shop of things for sale by the Beatles, Apple Corp, but they did a complete art installation. You can do photo ops and stand here and have your photograph taken and the Yellow Submarine's behind you on the wall. And it was just cool things like that. So I knew that in Wake Forest, I've been rearranging there so I can get 2 people in. I'm tired of fighting with people, folks. And to make it safe, so I just moved the counter to another location and just getting rid of a lot of stuff so I can have more room. That said, my office in Wake Forest was 4 feet by 8 feet, and I decided to empty that office and to get the Beatles stuff on the wall so I can do an auction. And then I was like, well, if I'm going to do that installation, have the posters on the wall, and some of them be framed, some of them not, and not everything I want to sell. I started to empty the room and emptying the office and converting it to a Beatles museum. And so now I'm thinking, yes, I'm still going to do the auction. As far as the date, I'm going to probably move the date till, I was thinking August, so it may be September or October, because it'll probably take me a while to set the room up and get all the product up there and get things properly organized and displayed. And so I've decided I'm going to have a Beatles museum for a few months, a few weeks, a couple months, 3 months. So I'm going to put a sign out front, Beatles Museum is open, and then and just not sell anything until the auction. I'll have the door open. I'll remove the door from the hinges, but I'll put some tape up to prevent people from going over there and touching things. I don't want anything to get damaged, and some of the things are some things I will not sell, but they will be loaned. They'll be on loan. I can say this is on loan from the Allen C. Records estate. This is on loan from Carson Tucker. This is on loan from, and stuff like that. So yeah, going to make it happen like that. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Hey, good morning, Michigan Record Club. Thanks for joining us. Cheers. Michigan, I'd love to have you one morning as a guest for Coffee and Vinyl. We can talk about stuff like that. Carson, it is. And during this crisis, I'm looking forward to things to do. And so one thing I'm looking forward to doing is the Beatles Museum, which will lead up to that. And then I can tease everybody with a date. Yeah. Okay. Every Mother's Sons, I think is the name of the band, and the name of the record is Back, and this is Factory Sealed. Yeah, I remember when I was teaching, one of my early advisors, a senior teacher, her last name was Vassar, and then anyway, this is Factory Sealed. Excuse me. Factory Sealed, never been open. I want to hear it. I listened to it online. It's psych. It's a little mellow, a little poppy, but it's not pop psych, but it's psych. Yeah. There they are. So yeah. I only have just a few more records to show anyway. I think I'll buy some Beatles stuff from you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I always tell people, save your pennies. I was told that as a child. Save your pennies. Yeah, save your pennies. Uh, darn it. I've listened to this online and I really want to hear it. This is called QMax. Factory sealed, never been opened. It's Michael Hutchence from INXS. This was his first solo record. He was working on a new record when he died. And so the bandmates INXS went and put his new record out. And it was a little more European, Europop, Eurodance. And so that's a good one too. But I'm so tempted, folks, to open this and play it, but I know I shouldn't, because if someone really, really, really likes INXS or like Michael Hutchence, they can have something very close and dear to their heart, their own copy of a sealed pressing. Yeah, absolutely. A band that most everybody knows, U2. This is the Unforgettable Fire. Yeah. This one's factory sealed, never been opened. Yeah. Of course, it looks a little better than, doesn't it? Maybe a movie studio would like to recreate a record store and they want to buy all my sealed vinyl. I'm sure that, like a lot of sports camps, they can make a movie in Quarantina Village and cool things like that. I have a John Lennon box set I'm going to sell. Well, that's awesome. I have a vinyl champion who has a Paul McCartney. I should have written it down. Limited, like there was 1,000 made, and he's got like a low number 136 or something like that. He was telling me. So he might be joining me for the Beatles auction and bringing that. It was a promotional for a concert tour that was happening. So not only is it the record, but there's some literature. So he might be bringing that to the sale. And I invite other people who have the Beatles stuff if they'll like to be part of the auction. Might be an all-day event, folks. But so I'm going to start making videos, do a video series of building the Beatles Museum. And hopefully that'll be kind of fun. So I might get that started. What's today? Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Friday, I'll be in Wake Forest. On Thursday, we'll be open from noon to 5 or noon to 6. I can't recall right now. Yeah. Bono. Absolutely. I remember the first time seeing Bono and YouTube on, I think it was MTV. Oh, Michigan. I can't tell you the stuff that I've been finding that I tucked away over the years of the Beatles stuff, and I'm finding all sorts of sevens. It's going to be awesome, and it really is. And then I have a very special record back there behind me on the floor. Yes, yeah. Hey, good morning, Kurt. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Kurt was with us earlier this week for Coffee and Vinyl, and looking forward to Kurt coming back again. Yeah. Good morning. I saw U2 live in November 1981 at the Hollywood Palladium. That was very cool. Romeo Void opened for them. I love me some Romeo Void. Oh my gosh. I would love to see Romeo Void get back together. I really would. So, speaking of which, Stephen, to have seen Romeo Void, and you probably saw X. I have a customer who's grew up in California. We're in California. I can't recall right now, but he tells me stories about seeing those bands. Absolutely. I've never seen them. I've just seen videos, but wow, today or 2 years ago versus 1981. Wow. I know that they did a lot of cool live shows with lights and multimedia and things like that. A lot different than the days of the Fillmore East with Fillmore West with um, Pyrex dishes and oil and food color. So there we go. Yeah, a couple more to show you folks, and I'm going to take off and I'm going to get the roaster loaded so I can go east. This is Fred Lane, folks. What a crazy, incredibly good record. Ron Pate is the cat. Yes. So it's a very small independent label that released this. Day BEW Day Bay New B Debut Records. Yeah, absolutely. And I do have the Grateful Dead that ticket that came with it. And folks, I miss little stuff like this in record stores. Pick up somebody's little fanzine, even if it's just a single page, it's folded over. Gosh, I miss those. One day I will definitely run across my box of little fanzines and I'll share them with you folks. I miss those immensely. Carson, there was just something about that. And then, of course, here's the company catalog. Shows their releases. New releases from Shimmy Disc. Yeah. Wow. Very cool. Good stuff, folks. Put this in the jackets to protect it. Oh, Alan, I didn't tell the guy that he shipped me marijuana. If he ever finds me on YouTube, he'll see the video of me unboxing. Let's see, I missed something here. I saw YouTube 5 times, and they were awesome each time. So you saw their stage grow. You saw it grow from just 4 guys up there playing their music, and you saw it grow. Absolutely. I don't think I ever saw X. All my friends did. However, I did see XTC. Also at the Hollywood Palladium. Hazel O'Connor and Wall of Voodoo opened for them. I love me some Stan Ridgway. Wow. I follow Stan Ridgway on Instagram. Seriously? Wow. How about that? Okay, be safe out there, Michigan Record Club. See you soon. Wow. Oh, only have one left to show. I don't want anybody to touch this record because it's factory sealed. Frank Sinatra, That's Life. And it's factory sealed, folks. And I'm going to show you something about it. So, a lot of records came in where there was not shrink, but the inner sleeve was sealed. And it's got perforation. It's perforated right there, folks. And to open the record, you would just remove it like that. And I don't want nobody to touch this record. I don't want it to get opened. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. You have a good one too. Yeah. Wow. It's an hour exactly. I did it, folks. I did it. Um, any thoughts today, folks, to leave me with? Anything happening? Something cool? Something new? Something old? Something borrowed? Something blue? Anything you want to share with me before we take off? Cool things like that. Oh, I would try to record my drive to Selma. However, I cannot. It's that time of year where the phone would overheat, and I have to be careful not to leave it on the seat with the sun shining on it, because it will overheat and it will turn off. Yeah, and I've had that happen once this year, and I was like, oh, forgot about it. So there we go. Oh, thanks, Tony. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. You have a good one too. Yeah. Yeah. So there we go, everybody. Michigan Records Club's off to the dentist. Off to Selma, and I hope you guys are off to something cool today. And I'll be back tomorrow, 8:30-ish. And then on Friday, I'll be back 8:30-ish with Alan C. Records. And hopefully next week, I'll have some more people as guests. So I'm looking forward to that. And so there we go. Tony, perhaps Tony, that would be great. And then Gunny Chip said maybe next week. And so I'm just trying to get some stuff lined up, folks. Yeah. All right. In the meantime, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it a bunch, and I hope you have a wonderful day. All right. Rock and roll, everybody.